disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by B-Girl TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience.
Do you want to visit Panama, but you don't know quite yet what weekend you want to come? Guess what? 2025 Martin Luther King weekend is Rum and Brunch Music Festival here in Panama City. 4 days, 5 nights of non-stop event, with the last event being none other than Rum and Brunch, which is the deluxe edition, which is a concert series, okay? We have performances by local artists as well as international dancehall artists, so you don't want to miss this event. If you are on a budget, but you know you still want to go, don't worry, we got you covered. We have payment plans available. Click on www.rumandbrunch.com, click where it says Rum and Brunch Weekend, and read up about this amazing event that you don't want to miss. If you went to Rum and Brunch Weekend 2024, trust me, you don't want to miss 2025, because 2025, if you're a 90s baby, an 80s baby, and you was outside in 2000, you definitely don't want to miss this event. If you had a chance to participate in Rum and Brunch 2024, well, guess what? 2025 will even be better. If you were the ones that was sitting home looking at all the fun that we were having, well, guess what? This is your opportunity to be here. So if you listen to dancehall, reggae, soca music, this event is for you. See you guys there. Peace and love.
Hi guys. Wait a second. Hold on, because I'm starting to realize that there's something in my background that I do not want you guys to see. Okay, that is better, because you know the babysitter be coming in here and just Gia tries to come in here all the time, and it's just she always does like madness and touch things that don't belong to her. Anyway, hi everybody. We are on YouTube. So guys, you know how this goes already. So if you're on Instagram, make your way down to YouTube so that you can comment and we can engage, because that is why I do my live, so that we can engage. If you are on IG, your comment, we won't be able to see your comments, and people won't be able to comment or interact with you guys if you're on IG, okay? I only stream really on IG, just to let you guys know that I'm on YouTube. So if you can, make your way down over to YouTube, okay? Make your way down to YouTube, because y'all are not this story that I'm about to tell y'all that happened today is crazy. And I want to say that I've gotten permission to talk about it, okay? Because I know sometimes I'll be talking about things, about my experiences, things that I've gone through or things that I'm going through. And then the people that are involved in such things, they get extremely offended when I talk about certain things. And it's like, I'm allowed to talk my truth. No? Am I not allowed to speak my truth? But I guess, people don't like when they are the topic of discussion, even if you don't say their name. So in this particular case, I have gotten permission to talk about it. Okay, I've gotten permission to talk about it. Hi, Peppa. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in onto YouTube. Guys, if you are on IG and you are checking in on IG, make your way down to YouTube so that we can interact. I know, people always come in late because, of course, I don't give people notice when I'm going live. I just kind of like pop up like, hey, your girl's on live. So I like to give people some time to enter. So come on down to YouTube, people. If you are on IG, because I know the people are checking in on IG, make your way down to YouTube so that you can interact with us, peoples. There's so many things that I need to discuss, starting with what happened today. Like, I literally cannot believe this, okay? And this is really for people that, if you own a pet. So anyway, so today I was going to the barbershop to go get my hair cut. And my friend hit me up and he's like, hey, are you in the city? I'm like, yeah, I'm in the city. He's like, can you come with me to this place because I need to. Okay, he didn't say in these exact words, but I'm just adding my twang to it. All right. So he didn't say it exactly the way I'm saying it, but this is pretty much how it sums up. So he was like, hey, can you come with me to this location or whatever because I'm about to turn up. And I was like, what? And so he was like, yeah, I need you to be there to, to just keep me cool because I am really about to spaz out. So the backstory is he had a Yorkie and he had two Yorkies. So he took both of the Yorkies to get groomed. Now, keep in mind that the place that he took these animals to get groomed is not cheap. And the area that it's in, it's very yeah. If you don't know what yeah is, it is like if you are Jamaican, then you say like uptown people. If you are from the States, then you call them bougie people. Yippies, whatever you want to call it, but the area was very much that. It was not an area where, the average person will be able to afford rent there. So I'm just telling you guys this because I want you to see, to know more or less, like you can picture what type of establishment this is, okay? Everything that they sell in there is literally triple the price. So yeah. Anyway, backstory is he took his dogs to get groomed at this very upscale dog grooming place. And they called him to tell him that one of his dogs died. So imagine you dropping off your perfectly healthy dog animal to get groomed, and the groomer calls you and tells you, oh, we're sorry to let you know this, but one of your dogs passed away. That wasn't even the icing on the cake, y'all. That wasn't even the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake was that when he went to go pay, they charged him to groom the dead dog. Exactly. So he was like in shock. He was so in shock that he was like, I guess when you're caught off guard with something like this, he actually paid for both of no. He said that when he was like, what are you charging me for the dog that you guys killed? And then the girl at the front desk went to the owner and was like, oh, ask, and then she's like, oh, don't worry about, don't charge him for the dog, but we're going to charge him to cremate the dog. The discounted price to cremate the dog. Anyway, so that happened 2 weeks ago, right? So they still did not come up with a resolution for this dog. And so the owner of the place, the owner is a vet and her sister. So the vet, they also breed dogs. They breed Yorkies. So he said, just come with me because I want to have this conversation because I want to see what options I'm gonna have. She might as well just replace the dog. Like, just give me another dog. Mind you, he put a down payment down on another dog. So there was gonna be 3 Yorkies. So this all happened before the dog passed away. He gave a $500 deposit on a Yorkie, okay? And then I don't know, he was supposed to get the dog or whatever. So when the whole thing happened, when they killed his dog at the groomer, he's like, okay, well, they need to give me back my $500 and just give me back my dog. Give me a new dog. Either you pay me for the dog that you killed or you give me a new dog, right? I would assume, me thinking, okay, business owner owning a groomer place like this, I would assume that the easiest thing to do or the better thing to do is just like, okay, I'm gonna just give you this dog. We're good. End the story. No, they didn't do that. So we go to the place. We sit down. The lady, this is the vet, okay, because she and her sister owns the place. So she's explaining the story, and I see my friend like not really happy, right? And I'm just like, all right, calm down, or whatever. But he kept it together. So she goes on to say, okay, so here's the thing. The dog was there. The dog was so cute. So adorable. It was a black and white Yorkie. So cute, right? So she's like, okay, so this is the issue, right? This is the dog and some friend of her sister. Her mom's gonna die, and the dog is gonna die. So they wanted to give her another dog, and the girl is not planning on breeding the dog. They're gonna spay the dog because they don't want to. They're not trying to crossbreed the dogs, right? And she also stated, mind you, they took this. The dog is supposed to be my friend's dog that he put the $500 down before his dogs that he left there died. I need you guys to keep that in mind, right? So I'm listening to this lady talk, and she's like, yeah, so you have one or two options. After looking at this dog, I realized that this dog is going to have an issue with her ears, right? And because she has the issues of the ears, I don't think that you should cross the dog. This wouldn't be a good dog to breed because the dog has issues. La 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 la. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you back the $500. And so I'm here listening. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. She basically wanted to give him back the $500 and rid herself of having any responsibility to him at all, because now it's like, okay, if she gives him this dog, something happens to the dog, it's gonna be a whole nother drama with the dog, right? So she's like, I'm gonna just give you back the $500, da da da, whatever, whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, how is it that someone already gave you a deposit for the dog? You went and promised the dog to somebody else while you had this other person's money. That was kind of suspect, but I was just like, okay, it's not my job to interject at the moment. It was just my time to listen. So she goes on to explain it. So she's like, yeah, I'm just going to give you back your $500 and da 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 da, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I was just like, okay. So now he talks. He goes on to explain how he feels as a customer, someone who has 5 dogs, okay, and bring all 5 of his dogs to this veterinarian. And mind you, this is in Panama. This happened in Panama, okay? Because if this happened in the States, it would have been a big time lawsuit. Anyway, so he goes on to saying, like, like as a customer, like I'm not someone that you just this random customer. Like, you guys know me. Like, I bring all my dogs here. I am a loyal customer. I spent a lot of money here. And you guys have no empathy for the fact that you guys killed my dog. So she's like, we did not kill your dog. The dog had a heart attack. So then he says, the funny thing is that you guys never even allowed me to look at the videotapes when the situation happened. You didn't allow me to see the videotapes. Now, I don't know what's going on. You didn't allow me to speak to anybody. Yes, girl. Yes. Okay. Yes, this happened. And, that he was just explaining to her as a vet how he felt. I'm sorry. And she's like trying to interrupt him every 2 seconds and was like, your sister was out of line. You have no empathy. Then you guys try to turn around and charge me for the grooming of the dog that you guys killed here. And she was just like, I don't have the fault that the dog had a heart attack. Oh, no. I think I already told you guys about buying dogs in Panama and being careful with your dogs here in Panama. It wasn't my dog that was in this. My dog did die. I did have a dog that died. But the reason why the dog died was because the person who sold me the dog lied to me about the age of the dog. And the dog basically couldn't eat by itself because it was a newborn freaking baby and died from dehydration. And I don't know, whatever other sickness the dog had. But it was like malnourished because she gave me the dog too young. What she was telling me to do to the dog. I only had a dog for like 3 days, mind you. I had a dog for 3, not even. It was 2 days that I had a dog and the dog died. So the dog came already with issues from when I had her, okay, when the lady had her. But anyway, she was trying to get rid of the dog on me to make me so the dog could die in my hand. But anyway, I did go to court with that dog situation, because she didn't want to give me another story about not wanting to give me back my money after I had a dog for 2 days. Okay, but I ended up getting my money back. Okay, after I took that ass to court. But in his situation, the vet and her little sister, she was like, "Oh, I wish my sister was here." And in my mind, I was like, "Yeah, I wish your sister here was too. I really wish your sister was here too, because whatever she gave, because I feel like the sister is her backbone. So, the sister's like the pit bull. So I guess that's why he brought me, because he probably could not, handle the sister, or maybe would have lost it, but he is also a man, so he's not about to sit up here and argue with no women. So I guess that's why he brought me. But I was very peaceful, listening to both sides of the stories. And I'm just like, yo, like, they're going back and forth, This woman is clearly not taking any responsibility for anything. She's like, the dog was just getting groomed and the dog got a heart attack. Like, I can't control whether the dog have a heart attack. What you need to do is call the person that you got the dog from. The dog was 8 months old and the dog had no history of any cardiac issues. So I was kind of confused, right? So as they're going back and forth, I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense going back and forth. All right. You're saying something. She's clearly not budging. What exactly do you want? Let's just get to the meat of this whole situation. Me being, the neutral person, right? And so he was like, well, basically, you can either give me a new dog or you just give me back my money. You know what this lady said? Do y'all know what this lady said? She was like, no. Just like that. She was like, no. She's like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's not my fault the dog had a heart attack. That's like you going to a restaurant and the person just gets a random heart attack in a restaurant. That's not the responsibility of the restaurant. Or, there's all these football players and athletes that's getting heart attacks. So I'm like, ma'am, those cases that you are bringing up, these people had history of cardiac issues, okay? And you as a veterinarian should know that. Like, if someone has a heart attack, okay, first of all, heart attacks, if you're gonna talk about people just randomly getting heart attacks, there are symptoms leading up to heart attacks in human beings, that is, right? And the football player that she was talking about that got a heart attack, I'm like, girl, he got a heart attack because he drank 5 Monsters. Do you know what Monsters are? It's those energy drinks that when you read the instructions in the back of the Monsters, it says do not exceed a certain amount of Monsters. And the football player exceeded that amount of Monsters, got on the court, and ended up getting a heart attack. So the examples that she was giving about people just randomly getting heart attacks or like falling out in the middle, every example that she gave was literally people that had like histories of heart attacks. So I'm just like, okay, she's not giving you back the money because she made it very clear. It doesn't make any sense going back with her. Get your $500 back for the dog that you gave the abono to. Abono is layaway, yeah. That you gave the layaway to, right? And just deal with it the way that you're gonna deal with it. Now, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, lady, you are about to get sued, okay? And then on top of that, he was so livid that there were customers coming into the store, and he was telling all the customers and everybody in the waiting room that they killed his dog there. Now, me personally, if I am this like big time, high class place, and I was responsible for a pet, and the pet died in my care just randomly, I would not want any negative publicity. But that's just me. That is just me. I could be wrong. Sis said, well, do what you got to do. I was like, wow. She gave no fucks. She said, do what you got to do. Guys, I was so shocked when I seen this come out of this lady's mouth. No, yeah, this story is about my friend. I was just there to give him moral support. So I witnessed the whole thing. But what she didn't know was I was recording the whole conversation. I was recording the entire conversation. She had no idea. So now I gotta pass that information on to him, because now he's gonna sue her. And let me tell you something. Animals have more rights than human beings in Panama. Okay? FYI. Yes, girl, this is my friend. My friend. This happened to my friend. And then he asked me to go with him. So I'm witnessing all this that was happening. So this is not hearsay. I witnessed it with my own two eyes. My dog situation is a separate situation that happened. I had to go take somebody to court and all that. That happened like a couple of months ago. Right? Girl, when he was when we left, I had to give him a hug because he was so upset and had so much anxiety. Like, I was just like, do you, like, before we even had a conversation with this lady, I'm like, do you want something to eat? You know, I got you. And he was like, no, I can't even eat. Like, I got so much anxiety. I have so much anxiety that he couldn't even eat food because he was so upset about what had transpired. And we ain't even talked to her yet. So, like, we're like, before we even like got in and was talking to the lady or whatever, we were having like our own separate conversation. And I'm like, you know what? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she wants to resolve the issue. No, child, they killed they killed his dog, and they're like, that is not my problem. The dog had a heart attack. That is not my problem. And then I'm saying to myself, I'm like, okay, well, get an autopsy report. Okay, get a letter from the doctor, see, because they got to be able to tell how the dog died or what was the cause of death. Apparently, he said he did do that, and what they are saying is not true. So it's gonna get ugly, y'all. I'm quite sure if I go on the internet. Sorry, y'all. I'm quite sure if I go on the page, there's like, he probably left negative comments all over the page. It's crazy. Crazy, y'all. Crazy. So just be careful, where you leave your dog. And it doesn't even matter if the place is like a high class place. You really got to be careful. That's why when we got our dog, like, I made sure and I took him to the clinic and I had all the tests ran on him, heart, eyes, everything. Because if they gave me a sick dog, the dog was going right back. Okay. And it was so crazy because when I got my dog, when we were traumatized, like, I was so traumatized because what happened with the other dog that died on us. So when we got the third dog, because the first dog that we had a French bulldog. I got him sick. I didn't even know he was sick, but it was already too late. He only lasted like 3 years. He didn't live very long because he had like this rare condition, which I found that a lot of French bulldogs, they have that condition. So he had like a spinal issue. And basically he had like Down syndrome, okay, in dogs, right? So he ended up dying after 3 years. And then I decided to get another dog. And then the lady gave me the dog too early. She lied and said the dog was 3 months. The dog was like 4 weeks. Okay. It didn't even have no teeth. So you just got to be careful. Like, either when you're buying dogs from people, when you're taking your dogs to get groomed, you really have to be careful with that, because people out here doing whatever and then they're washing their hands like, okay, well, the lady really was like, yeah, okay, well, the dog died of a heart attack. Can't help you. Then she goes, oh, if you want, you could come see the tapes. And he's like, why would I come see the tapes now? You could have manipulated the tapes. You could have deleted parts from the tape. Like, you should have shown me the tapes the same day. And when I asked to see the tapes, you did not want me to see the tapes. Now you coming to me and like, come look at the tapes. Come look at the tapes. Please. And this place is very, very high class. This is a high class place in Panama to have your dogs groom, and they are not cheap. She was in there talking about, oh, my blow dryers for the dogs are $500 each. There's no place in Panama that uses that dryer to dry a dog because those dryers are especially made to dry dogs. Like I heard zero accountability from this woman. Zero. Not even empathy, like saying, like, I'm really sorry for your loss. Like he was literally crying. And she was just like, oh wells. Gotta be careful. You literally have to be careful. Like, if you traveling here with dogs, you gotta research. She claimed that was the first time that ever happened with a dog, where any dog died in their care. She said one dog passed out, but the other dog, like that was the first time the dog died in their care. But in my mind, I'm like, don't you guys have insurance for this purpose? Like, you have to have business insurance for situations like this. But she's like, she don't got nothing to do with it. She said that's not her problem. That is not my problem. That's basically what she said. And I was just like, wow. It's nasty out here. Nasty work with these people. Anyway, guys, so that's what it is. Just be careful with your animals. And I don't even think it's really a Panama issue. I think it's just an issue just in general. You got to really be careful with your animals because people out here just doing whatever. So I'm waiting to see what comes out of that case. I haven't spoken to him since I left him earlier. I guess he's like talking to the lawyer or whatever, but I haven't spoken to him since. Oh, God. I'm tired. Okay. Gia was sick today. She didn't go to school. But then she was acting weird because she was sick, but she was still jumping and singing and having a wonderful time, not in school. Then she ended up getting a really bad fever. And I was like, you know what? We're going to the doctor. Took her to the clinic. This is why I'm so tired because it's just been a long day. It has been a long day. And I'm taking her to the clinic. There was 1,000 people in the clinic. It was so many people in there. Like, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Anyway, they said that she has a virus and she can't drink any lactose anything. So no milk. Can't say it out loud because if she hears the word, she's gonna go crazy. She can't drink any of that, anything. So they were like, okay, well, just give her lots of cold things to drink. If she continues to have a fever, then I have to bring her back and they're gonna do like blood tests. But he just did like he said I thought was a little irritated. So I'm exhausted. She had been up since 4 o'clock this morning. And I was up since 4 o'clock this morning with her. I'm exhausted. Okay. I'm probably gonna go to bed. And then Pred, I was sleeping. Like I went to sleep at like 8 o'clock yesterday. Pred calls me at 9:45, like, hey, are you asleep? I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Obviously, you hear me like talking like with my voice. And he's just rambling. So I went to bed late and I woke up extra early. So I'm super tired. Guys, if you are going to be in Panama, the first weekend in June, do remember that Rum and Brunch is June 2nd. There's a boat ride. June 2nd. There's a boat ride June 1st. If you're trying to have a good time, if you know anyone that's coming to visit Panama, let them know that Rum and Brunch is June 2nd. We do have a new location. So it's a lot closer than going to Costco. Okay. So just a FYI, we are no longer doing Rum and Brunch at Victory. Victory doesn't even exist anymore. So we are at, the name of the place is called, hold on. I want to give you the exact name. Hold on. El Condicional. No, El Incondicional. That's the name of the new place. Okay. It is located in Marbella. This is the Instagram, right? You literally, all you have to do if you're looking for it, you can just literally just go into Waze and put this in. I don't know why my internet is acting like this. Okay, where it's not coming up. It's saying there's no internet connection. Super weird. So yeah. So I hope to see you guys. Okay. I've been on live for a half an hour. I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know, be very careful if you come in here with your animals. Okay. Be very careful. All right. To those of you who are watching on the check-in, welcome. Okay. Thanks for watching. For those of you who coming in late, you gotta chat. You gotta catch us back on the rerun. And as usual, guys, thank you always for tuning in to my videos. I really appreciate you guys. And as usual, peace and love.